there's a lot of people who they are scared to reinvent themselves because of the public, because of the fans, because of whatever they built. And they believe that they cannot rebrand themselves or even do something else because whoever put them in a box, and they are scared to, they're scared to change some things because they will piss off the early believers. And every time I have conversations with people, I always ask them the same question. If you had 1,000 fans, your very first 1,000 fans, and you're happy and you thankful for those very first believers, but you cannot make a living just pleasing those 1,000 people. Now, you have the possibility to acquire 5,000 brand new fans, but you have to change a little bit your business model. You end up saying to yourself, I cannot betray my first 1,000 people. And this is where I'm like, wait a minute, what? And I'm like, do you guys know how to do some calculations? Because if you lose 1,000 people that don't want to see you succeed, they just want you to stay the same, but you win 5,000 people, so it is a total of 6,000 people, but you lose 1,000 people. In the end, you have a net of 5,000 people. So let's say you make, from your 1,000 people who support you early, you only make, I don't know, 500 a month. And you cannot even pay your rent with that. But they're like, yeah, don't change. If you change, you're going to be betrayed, blah, 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 blah. But with the 5,000, you would make 3,000 and you would be able to pay your rent and go to the restaurant and invest in your art and etc. And you could still from time to time give a nugget to the early believers, to the people who refuse change. Well, why would you lose the 5,000 new people because of the first 1,000? It makes zero business sense. I understand the emotional connection to the people who were there for you in the beginning, but sometimes these people, they do emotional blackmail with you. They're like, hey, don't change. So listen, if I followed my first 1,000 fans or my first 1,000 supporters, I would still be doing rap. I would have never tried to do a rap on a zouk. I would still be singing everything in English in a certain way, in a New York way. I would never have tried to sing in English, in Spanish, in Portuguese. Maybe I would still live in France. But I'm the king of reinventing myself because I really believe that once you've done something, it's time to do the next thing. So it's really a thing of, it's two things. Sometimes people are scared to change. Not only they're scared to change for themselves, but they're also scared to change for their followers. And at the same time, every time you do something, you might also feel like, oh, I'm successful here. I'm scared to not succeed in the next one. You are, let's say you are a great, like me, I was a great rapper. I was a great rapper in the French underground. And then I started rapping on a zouk beat. And I remember that I was scared of being judged by the rappers because of me doing rap on zouk songs, on zouk beats. But I was selling 100,000 CDs. So I was saying sorry, the rap album is coming, to people who were not even selling 5,000. I was selling 100K. But I was in that mentality of, you cannot piss off the early birds. And then I start realizing, no, I'm moving to the next phase because I also have, it's a business. It's what I do is a business. Listen, I went from just making beats to rapping to learning to record myself to programming to arranging to writing for other people, writing for singers, writing in English, writing in French, writing in Spanish, writing in Portuguese, writing in Lingala, to being an engineer, to learning how to mix, to learning how to do a CD, to do all my whole graphic design, to etc. And I keep reinventing myself. And every time I reinvent myself, I meet somebody on the way that is telling me, hey, where's the old Kaysha? And I'm like, the old Kaysha is back there in 95. Which version do you want? When you were doing this, One Love. Well, go listen to One Love. Leave me alone. And I get people now telling me, and I kind of understand where people are coming from, because people will view you in their point of view of what they believe you stopped at. So a lot of people, they see me as Kaysha Ondikwa, for example. That for them, he's the guy who sings that, right? And they see me as somebody who had success, huge, tremendous success between 2003 to 2007. And for them, when they tell me, hey, don't you want to organize a show, a big show about your career, about, to bring the old fans and etc. and celebrate your achievements, etc. I understand where they're coming from, but to me, they're talking to me about old stuff, because I did all that already. I'm not interested in going to your Olympia, where I already did stadiums in Africa. But I understand where they're coming from, but they don't understand that in 2003, I was already an executive producer of 4 or 5 albums, excluding my albums. I was producing Eligio, Sumia, ABG, etc. And I was already making the same amount of money from the shows with the selling of albums. And then I was making way more money from selling albums of the artists that were on my label than shows. And then it just went as it went. And now I'm a full-fledged businessman and an entrepreneur and visionary. I'm making money not only from music, but also from crypto and from NFTs and a lot of other things. And people want to take you back to, 10 reinventions ago. And that's very interesting to be in this in this predicament, because at the same time, sometimes some people, they're not saying this to piss you off. They're saying this because they admire you. But they don't realize that you are moving fast, and ambitious people, they are not interested in you taking them back to 2010. They are interested in what can you propose to me for 2035? And I meet more people that are trying to take me back to 2003 than people that I can have interesting conversations about 2050. And that's why I was telling a friend of mine, you have to surround yourself with the right people who understand your vision, understand what you did and what you consider as done. And most people, it's not going to be because of lack of respect, but most people, they will talk to you about maybe the moment where for them they believe that they believe you have to return. They will talk to you maybe about the moment where you were the most famous, where for you, even those moments were just a progression in the vision of the path you set for yourself. And it's very important to learn that to be able to reinvent yourself, you have to be able to let go of some things. You might have to let go singing. You might have to let go producing. You might have to let go, I don't know, being famous. You might have to let go some things depending on what is your ambition. Because listen, I know some people, they were famous and they were making good money, but they had ambitions to arrive in another level. Their ambitions, maybe they were there, but their ambition was to go there and then there and end up. And at a point, I knew this guy, he was a DJ, and then, he was doing his DJ thing, etc., etc. And at a point, he started investing the DJ money in Wall Street, then start learning something, and now he's a multi-millionaire hedge fund manager. And yeah, used to be a DJ, and he still DJ from time to time for the pleasure, but it's just, for fun in his mansion. So it also depends what is your ambition, and you have to always make sure that your ambition, if you need to reinvent yourself for your ambition, you don't let the people who put you in whatever box they put you in prevent you from reinventing yourself.